where people like us find our voice. This is where people like us find other people who understand our language, and that's important for the process that you're going through right now. You know, I'm gonna touch on some touchy stuff today, and I want to put my disclaimer out right now because I know I might offend somebody. It's all in love. Please understand that. You know, it's a process. But I am not here to spew hate toward white folks because I think that we can love ourselves, and that's very different than hating someone else. So, in fact, and you can bring this back to your campuses, if a white person that you meet has not been in a position of power or cultural capital, understand that term, to create a law or policy where it intentionally advantages white folks over people of color, they have absolutely nothing to feel guilty about. However, if people benefit from those same privileges and choose silence, then they are just as guilty of racism or any other ism or phobia that the people who institutionalized did. So believe it or not, most races actually operate out of a place of good. They define it as good, even godlike. Because what happened was, they were passed down this tradition of superiority that was given to them by their ancestors, thereby racializing them into thinking that racism is normal and it's okay. What the challenge is with that is, makes it difficult for them to understand that they have to look at people of color in a much different way. But for them to recognize that and to do it, it means that it's kind of tough for them now. It means that they would have to accept that they have been lied to by the people that they have loved and trusted since they were babies. And that can be very painful sometimes. So I do believe that today, right now, is the time that we must come together as a community, as a society, as a country, to be able to have some of these difficult conversations before we self-destruct. Okay? So W.E.B. Du Bois' most famous line in his book, The Souls of Black Folks. And by the way, if that is not on your reading list, if you have not read it, it needs to be before you graduate and call yourself an educated person. Okay? I have a whole list of those, but this is one of those. But what he said was that the problem of the 20th century is the problem of the color line. So let's take a look and see what that means here in the 21st century. First of all, when we look at what an American means and looks like, that has been largely shaped through a white lens, right? So let's kind of examine that. If you imagine a billboard with a picture of an American on there, mainstream American, does that image that automatically comes up in your mind, is that of a person of color, or is it of a white person? Taking away those qualifiers of Asian, African American, or African, or Latino, etc. Right? Being black in America has much more to do with an experience rooted in being valued as property. That's why when I hear the term African American, sometimes I get a little challenged, because if I were born and raised in Africa, South Africa, and I was a white person, and I came to this country, and now I'm a citizen, I'm an African American. That's not who we're talking about when we say African American. We're talking about a people who have gone through a particular experience. And so that experience, though, is nowhere near monolithic like we've been told. In fact, the various hues of our skin actually impacts that. There was a time in our country where different states would define differently your blackness based off of the percentage of black blood in your veins, thereby giving black folks the propensity to change your race just by crossing the state lines. Again, it is an experience